I would love a crack at the most important question of our generation. It is, how do I look bad as fuck real quick? And I can simplify that for you. Credentials. I'm just joking. I do fitness for a living. I'm a snob about how I eat. And I believe, as an only child, everyone should be able to exercise their selfishness to an extent that especially makes their body look and feel great. Fucking sue me. So these things, if you disagree with them, if you disagree at all with what I have to say, you better be fucking in shape. Actually, that almost might be the only requirement. If you're in shape in your own way and you've created fantastic results in your own way, and there's something I missed, please let me know. But I don't think I'm going to miss, because I wrote down 3 things that are extremely important in you getting as bad as possible, as quickly as possible. And everyone who I've ever met who's changed and improved their physique, their physical health, their body, their appearance, they've gotten in great shape. All of these people I've met who've done this successfully always do these things. And if you don't do these things, is it just sheer luck at that point? Because I don't know if anyone's gotten in great shape without doing these things. So without further ado, let's get into this list. Number 1. Actually, first, before we start, the main goal for you to get in as great a shape as possible, look as bad as possible, that is to increase your lean mass, get stronger, build muscle, build your natural aesthetic, it's to build muscle, and then it's to also burn fat and to have low inflammation, low water weight, low cellulite, no junk on you, okay? Now, remember when I said this is actually going to be simple and easy? So I'm saying you can change the way that you look actually fairly easily. Okay, this is good news. So the goal is to increase muscle mass, decrease fat mass, look like you're in good shape, be in good shape, right? And in the past episode, we've talked about what affects that, or what impacts that, is how well you eat, how much you eat, both those. How much you work out, how well you work out, both those. And how well you restore yourself, how well you rest, right? Literally. So all of those things impact you and your shape and your condition. So each category that we're actually about to go over or get into is in and of itself also a direct reflection of what it means to be good at these categories. What it means to be good at eating well, like tactically speaking, what's the first or most important steps you can take. Second category is fitness and how you use your body. And third category is making sure that you can tell over time you're able to track good progress, and that's working, okay? So this is how you get in as great a shape as possible, again, as quickly as possible, which means no failing. Which means getting it wrong is not an option. It means it works, okay? Number 1, first most important thing that I would do if I were you is I would clean out my fridge, my pantry, and my kitchen, and I would get completely and totally organized on having great food and a good routine and system around how I eat it and cook it and get it at the grocery store. A good food routine. That means any junk or crap that is in the fridge. I don't mean to fucking lecture you, but any junk or crap that's in the fridge, take a wild guess. Do you think it's going to aid you in your mission to get more bad tomorrow? To have Nutella in the pantry? To have the packaged and crappy snacks as like a third of your diet? Do you really think that's the best stuff for you? Or do you think a really good, high quality fridge, well-stocked fridge full of animal meat, fresh produce, fruits, vegetables, dairy, other organic carbohydrates, or do you think having these things in your fridge is going to help you and aid you in getting as great a shape as possible? Please tell me. So your fridge, you need a total kitchen and fridge makeover, okay? All the best foods need to be stocked. Is that clear? Do you understand me? Meat, fresh produce, vegetables, fruits, whatever you want. Get them fresh every 3 to 4 days. But the crap is out, good stuff is in. Is that clear? Is that simple? In addition to having your fridge and pantry organized and stocked, having the right supplements can help too. Simple ones I take personally are any kind of magnesium. I have done all of the magnesiums. And creatine. Creatine, 5 to 10 grams a day, recommended at minimum for every person ever. It's one of those things that rather than explaining the science behind it so that you understand it, it's best if you just Google it if you don't know why to take creatine. Makes you stronger. It fills up your muscle with water and energy. It's good for you. It's natural. Magnesium, creatine, electrolytes, a good salt, an electrolyte supplement would be fantastic. Good for you and your muscles. And a good pre-workout and protein powder. You know, just a good regular types of those supplements. I don't have recommendations. Just as clean as possible, ideally. Pre-workouts should just have caffeine and some good flavor and some beta-alanine and some good muscle stuff and protein, simple, 8, 9, 10 ingredients at the most. Simple. So, pantry, okay? Kitchen, fridge, all of these things need to be on point. And you need to obviously avoid bullshit. Think about, does this food I'm going to eat go towards this masterpiece of a body I'm trying to create? Okay? Junk food's fucking illegal if you're trying to be hot. However, it's encouraged if your mission is to be ugly as fuck. Okay? Number 2, the second thing I would do in becoming as bad as fuck as possible, as quickly as possible. The second thing I would need to get in my head and plan and prepare for is I must realize, if I'm you, I need to go on like a 4 to 6 month, at least, fitness bender. You got to be ready to work out hard and almost fucking every day for 4 months to 6 months. You can do it. And in fact, the lower the quantity of days that you've worked out the last 4 to 6 months is, the worse you look, almost always. The more you really meaningfully work out, the more you actually exercise and have a good session every day, the more often you do it, the better shape you're going to be in. Bodybuilding and bodybuilding.com and science-based lifting have completely poisoned this idea of rest days. Everybody and their mom has heard, well, you need to have your rest days, right? You can't not have your rest days. You have to rest. And we're talking about, generally speaking, this population of people, bodybuilders, who need to look as crazy as possible for a certain day at a certain time and to peak at that exact moment. And then after that, do whatever you want. You just blimp back up usually. It's literally just a small percentage of people who actually maintain a healthy lifestyle as bodybuilders. Objectively. Matter of fact. So consider, most of us know you need to rest from bodybuilders. Very rarely is rest. I even think some runners run every day. Am I stupid? Maybe I'm talking out of my ass on that, but I just feel like bodybuilders are, and those ones who are like, you need to have your rest day. I'm talking about the context of a fucking fat person needing to get in shape. They need to go every day. They're at an imbalance of energy intake to energy spend. So the people who should be spending almost all of the time, and they could, and they can, they're not going to die. The people who need to be spending more than not are the people who need to make a change composition-wise. Is that crazy to say? What happened to just saying, fat people, you don't need a rest day? You're fucking fat. You've been resting this entire time. You need to go. Every day is a fucking go day for you. If your limbs work, this is actually a really good litmus test. I have one that's like kind of playful and one that's kind of serious. So, and again, now keep in mind, this is gender specific. I will mention that. Excuse me, you need to cough. For men, if your limbs work, you should go to the gym. This is sexist. This is sexist. I am 100% being sexist. If you're a man and your limbs work, I'm not even trying to be like Andrew Tate or something, or someone who's like going to degrade a man because he doesn't feel like working out. I'm just saying, categorically speaking, factually speaking, you can, and if you don't, you're a bitch. This is like matter of fact. Don't even argue with me. You're the proof. I work out every day. Look at me. I work out every day. You do not. You look like that. You are the proof. There's people who I would say are kind of smart are people who don't work out every day. They're still in great shape. I'd say they're kind of smart. Well, like if they got in shape and didn't train every day, that's kind of crazy. Like, that's not that common. So, point being, you need to go on a fitness bender, you bitch. Do you understand me? For 3 to 6 months at least, you need to be working out almost every day. All of this to say, that was for men. If your limbs work, you're going to go to the gym. If not, you are scientifically a bitch. And the more guys who are flipping out at that, going like, what do you mean I have to work out every day just because I'm a guy? You fucking can. You know that saying, we used to go to war? Well, honestly, we could. We have done incredible things. And you, in this perfect cocoon of life and the bed and cush, like DoorDash and not doing fuck all if you don't want to and automatic AI masturbators. Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to go there, but like, in the age of comfort, yeah, going to the gym every day, it seems really crazy and far-fetched, but honestly, you're just a bitch, and that's why you think that. My life changed when I had this cut on my head, and I was like, I can't go to the gym because I think it's going to bleed more if I work out. My roommate looked at me and went, you've never seen Lone Survivor. Matt Wahlberg gets shot and survives something in the fucking desert, and you're not going to go to the gym because of some cut on your head? And I was like, all right. I see where you're going with that. I don't know if that's what happened in Lone Survivor. I'm paraphrasing. So if I missed that, my bad. But point is, I'm a bitch because I didn't want to go to the gym that day. You could. My limbs work, so I could go. That's the male version, all right? Male version is, if you're not going to the gym every day, you're a bitch. And I don't enjoy saying that. It's like an uncomfortable pill to swallow. It's something that I have to say. And if I were to say anything other than that, it would just be to appease you, and it wouldn't be what I feel is true. So, gym every day, limbs work, go. Second for women, 25 out of 30 days. All right, of the month. If you can do that, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, but because women usually go, I've just worked with so many. They're luteal, period. This, that. And I personally have just gone, oh my God, okay, don't go. You want to fucking don't go. No one's telling you. It's like I've had 100 girlfriends, at least. They're, my period. This is just me. I'm not venting. I'm just saying I believe that women shouldn't go, why else would an alarm go on them? Why else would an alarm go off on them going, oh my God, give me more? And they just start fucking, blah. You're like, all right. Don't go then. Okay. So 25 out of 30 days. And shut the fuck up. Just kidding. I'm just joking. Real talk though. If you're still with me, just walk like that. Okay? Just walk. So you need to go on a bender and you need to work out every day. That was a lot of time just explaining workout. You need to work out every day. What I'd like to go into and share is the perfect routine. This is what I do. Of how do you actually go about working out every day? And the way that you do it is you become, and you need to attempt and try to become extremely in tune with your body. The more out of tune and disconnected, the weaker the signal is for you and your body, the more difficult it is, the more cobwebs there are to dust off. But you can get in better tune and touch communication with your body. And this is how you do it. You wake up in the morning, and so many people just wake up and they like go right to doing something, right? Fucking anything other than fucking taking a deep breath and like getting their head on right and drinking some water, determining if they feel good from last night. Did they sleep well? How are they? Wake up, how am I? Literally, how am I? Okay, my stomach hurts from last night. I need to make sure I poop soon. I need to drink a lot of water. I need to detox myself and flush out. So first most important thing in getting in tune with your body is you need to, when you wake up, you need to pause for a moment and determine how you feel. Where are my aches? Where are my pains? Am I sore somewhere? Do I need to go poop or do I not need to? Am I hydrated? Am I dehydrated? You just check in with yourself in the morning, okay? You do like your waist check-in process. How am I? How repaired am I? What do I need to pay attention to throughout the day? Just first thing in the morning, consider how you're doing, okay? This is how you become more in tune and checked in with your body. Second thing is with this morning flush that you're doing, ideally you're pairing that with drinking a good amount of water. Add electrolytes, creatine, power to you. All of that is fine and dandy. Point being is you want to get your system flushed as soon as possible, and you want your fluids running through you. You don't want stagnant fluid. You want to be getting rid of your waste. That is going to help your body prepare to perform at an optimal ability for the day. So I know you didn't think the fucking gym bro was going to drop some bars like that, did you? Yeah, how about you wake up and determine how you are. Do you need to poop? Are you hydrated? What's sore? What feels good? What doesn't feel good? First thing is the morning check-in. Second is, your caffeination and sunlight. This is like your official turning the body on. This doesn't need to be in particular order. It's just, matter of fact, let me just kind of shotgun it to you in a blast of like one thing. You need to poop and pee-pee. Drink a lot of water, turn your body on, caffeinate, and sunlight. All right? Once you do that, sunlight, caffeination, water, pee-pee, poo-poo, once you've gotten your system flushed and turned on, now begins some of the more proactive things like beginning a miniature either like workout, a tiny workout of sorts where you just get your body flowing, do jumping jacks, do jumps. Just turn your body on, get some blood flow, get your lymph flowing, and once you get like a mini workout, another thing to consider is self-massaging, whatever is tender and needs attention, whatever needs to be broken up because it's tight and wound up. So self-massage and mini workout, you need to proactively turn your body on, okay? Do you understand? So before you run off to work, before you do this, before you do that, look, a walk with the dog in the morning counts. Walking the baby in the morning counts. I don't know if people do that. Doing jumping jacks, doing whatever in the living room, self-massaging, stretching, all of these things count, and what they do is they fully prepare you to use your body throughout the day. I mean, is this crazy? Is this insane or what? I'm talking like fucking alphabet for you people. I'm talking A, B, C, but like, do you get me? I'm just saying, why don't you fucking pause for a second and make sure your shit is working? What about that? So, last thing in the morning routine to check and turn your body on, this is what I do. If I may say personally, what I do, in addition to all those things I do those things. It's the fucking life, let me tell you. Of all those things that I do, then the last thing I do is my skincare. I do like my face wash. That's not in order. I like to go out into the world with a clean face of skin, or clean skin on my face. I like to go with a clean skin of face of skin. I like to go outside with a clean face, all right? So I do that. I go to the gym literally after having washed my face. I do my skincare, do my thing. Now, once we've done all of that stuff, right? All of that, turn your body on, bonus points, skincare, lymph, turn your body on, all that stuff. Now we go into eating, right? With your daily routine and your workout routine. This is how you think of eating. Now, some people are thinking, maybe, you haven't eaten yet? And this is late in the day. So many people have eaten before they've even done these things. And this is the moment that I want to shame you for that. Because you haven't done anything. If you've eaten before you've pooped in the morning, before you've drank a ton of water, poo-pooed, and moved your body at all. So you're telling me you stuffed your face basically upon an 8-hour rest. Right after that is what you're telling me. No wonder. No wonder. No wonder. No wonder. No wonder. No wonder they're fat. Okay? So let's say you've done all this stuff. Now you're ready to eat. Okay? Now you're ready to eat. What a smart person would do if they're thinking about eating optimally for building muscle and burning body fat to get their body the most essential nutrition possible, what a fucking intelligent person would think is, I need to get in the most essential nutritious food possible. They would not think the room temperature IQ thought of, what am I going to have for lunch? Like a cheeseburger or a pizza, or maybe a sandwich, maybe a crispy chicken sandwich. Maybe some French fries with that. What a fucking intelligent individual would do. What their thought process would be, how do I get protein and fat from Whole Foods? And how do I then get in anything else that would be really useful for me? Vegetables. Voluminous, can eat a lot of it, very low calorie, fills me up, good nutrition, and will aid me in being full and passing my protein. Another thing I could eat maybe is Greek yogurt or some berries, or you could just fast. You could do any of that. You could eat healthy, good food, all right? Pre-workout, if you will, or like late morning, afternoon. So you eat something nice and nutritious, whole food, simple food, meat, vegetables, eggs, fruit, dairy. You eat that for breakfast, any of those things, ideally single items, at most maybe a few things together. Let's say you eat those things, and now the only thing you need to think of is how heavy is what I'm eating and how much time. The heavier it is, the heavier the food I'm eating, the more time I need before my workout to digest my food. The lighter the food I'm eating, the sooner I can go work out. That's all you need to think. So you eat like that, and with timing, for people who usually always ask the question, when do I eat relative to my workout? Here's what I would do if I were you. The heavier your meal, the longer you should take before your workout in between to digest. The lighter and simpler your meal, the less time you need to digest your food. Think eating one single orange, one of the most pure sources of fiber, and it's fruit. It's really just fiber and skin and flesh of fruit. Let's just say you eat one single orange. You could work out in 30 minutes, and you'd be 30 minutes to an hour, and you're processed it. You've gone through the motions. If you were to eat a breakfast platter, toast, turkey, bacon, eggs, grapes, blah, 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 I would wait like 2 hours to eat or to work out. The more ingredients, the longer you need. Okay? So now we're in afternoon. You eat that way. And then the most important part that really breaks apart having a successful morning is you need to have a workout done. Or either at noon at least, or you're starting by 2. This is just what gets you, and at minimum, a 30 to 45 minute walk. Ideally, it's a training session. The next best thing would be like 30, 45 hour minutes of like walking or basic thing, any workout of sorts. The point is you need to have worked out a bit for at least 45 minutes by like noon to 2 o'clock if you want to be in great shape as soon as possible. Get your body while it's working and running properly. So once you finish working out, really all you have left in like the afternoon before we get into the final part of dinner, all you have left in the afternoon is just making sure like maybe you do one more thing of movement. You do one more bout of physical activity. At least walk for 30 to 45 minutes in addition to your training. Just do something, because weight training or a walk isn't enough. Ideally, it's walk and weight training, or weight training and walk, or weight training and rowing, or weight training and sauna. But it's two things ideally. Throughout the entire day, at least do two things. Okay? So hopefully this is clicking to and making sense like in chronological order as to how your body is working, how to be feeding it, and how to be moving it, and how to be turning it on, right? So finally, for dinner and dessert, this is a really simple decision-making process that you can do and use when wanting to wind down for the day. You've worked out already once or twice now. You've eaten really good. For dessert and dinner, easiest way to think of it is very similar to like how you did breakfast, lunch, where we said the heavier the meal, the longer it should be until I work out. And the lighter the meal, the sooner I can work out. The same thing applies for dinner, except it is for sleep instead of working out. The heavier the meal you eat for dinner, and the more volume of food you eat for dinner and dessert, it should be the furthest from your bedtime, so you have the most time to digest your food before you fall asleep. So when you're sleeping, you're solely focused on sleeping and not digesting food. So the lighter your dinner, or the sooner it is to bedtime, the lighter your dinner should be. You understand? One more time, just to reiterate it so you get it in motion. If I'm going to go to bed at 11 and I want to have a big dinner, or let's say I want to have a big dinner and I know I'm going to go to bed at 11, I'd want to eat dinner like 4 hours before I go to bed. So like 6 or 7. That would be my dinner ideally. If I'm going to go to bed at 11, if I'm going to go to bed at, or let's just say now it's 10 o'clock at night actually, and I'm eating, and I need to go to bed way like at 11 or midnight. This is where what would be suggested is eat light so you can sleep better. Eat just a salad, a protein and a vegetable, or eat like just a simple healthy food, 3 to 6 eggs. Does that make sense for you guys? You know, like the lighter the food, sooner you can go to bed, sooner it'll be digested. Heavier, more complicated, more complex the food, more time you need to digest it. So when you sleep, you're really well restored when you wake up the next morning. So dessert and dinner, more food, later. Less food, can go to bed sooner. Lighter food. Now, finally, with making sure that for this, I know we're still on part 2. How far am I? I'm 28 minutes in. The final part for dessert and dinner is the genuinely more sugary the dessert is that I eat, the more carb heavy, staunchy, more carb and fat processed, more sugary, carby, and fatty and processed my meal is, the fucking fatter I'm gonna be tomorrow. Think about it. Deep dish pizza. Pizza face tomorrow. 2 fried chicken sandwiches. You look like a fucking cow. Half a chocolate cake or anything at Cheesecake Factory. Bloated whale tomorrow. The fatter, the more processed, more sugary, more carbohydrate rich and ample and processed the dinner and dessert is, the fatter you wake up tomorrow. What does that mean? That means if you want to wake up leaner tomorrow, giving your body the most essential foods possible, the most essential nutrition possible, that means you should be eating more protein and fat and vegetables together, and lighter fruits and dairy and simple carbohydrates, natural ones. Does that make sense? Do you understand that? Do you get what I just said? If at any point something really makes sense to you, I would love to know. Like, you can feel free to comment or even shoot me a message, hey, this made sense to me, I get this, and I would appreciate that. That'd give me a lot of, there's a word, not affirmation, maybe it is. It would give me that, let's just say. So, assurance. So your dinners are rich in meat, good fat, protein, vegetables especially with it. Not just dominant in meat, it's both ideally. A good mixture, half-half. And simple carbohydrates. And no overly sugar foods, no overly fatty foods that are processed. Peanut butter, pizza, just to fuck that shit, my guy. Onion rings, French fries. Basically, it's all food from outside that's crap. You getting me? So look. And then lastly, for this part, you wake up and do it again. That's the gist. You wake up and do it again. Ideally, you weigh yourself in the morning. And if it's a progress photo day, you take a progress photo. And you know what happens when you do it really well? You get better and better looking every day. Why do you think the title of this video is what I said it is? Why don't you tell me that? How do you look as bad as possible as quickly as possible? What did I say? Eat really good, get rid of the junk. Commit to a workout bender for 3 to 6 months, 4 to 6 months. Eat really good and live really good. Now, the last thing, the final point here. Do you understand that people who get in shape and look bad have good bodily care, good routine, good nutrition, good exercise? Do you follow me? Do you get that? They work out, they look like athletes. The reason they look like athletes is because they take great care of themselves. Do you understand? Finally, the final component to how you transform and look as crazy as possible, as soon as possible, is you need to be on a vicious feedback loop with yourself. You need to analyze your progress ruthlessly. You need to be accountable and determined to flip over any stone unturned. Turn over any stone unturned. If you know you have not been eating well, but you've been training, you need to look at that as a failure. You could be seeing better progress if you ate great and trained well. And better tracked your progress. You weighed yourself every day. That's part of this part too, by the way. You need to be in a feedback loop on your measurements, on your metrics, by how you measure your progress. What blows my mind is most people don't realize there is a part of the game that you can win where you actually look on your physical body and you can see there's progress. And you can achieve that inside of, for some people, 2 months. For some people, it's more across 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. The fatter you are, the longer it is. I'm sorry. But for most people, you really just need to commit to the time frame and you need to pay attention to how you feel each day. You need to be real with yourself each day. There needs to be basically 0 days where you're not accountable for yourself as best you can. And check this out. I did the math. I think I figured out bro science, kind of. Bro science. I figured out bro science what like the math is for how many benders or dumb fucking occasions you can have while trying to burn X amount of weight. For people who need to burn 30 pounds of body fat at least across 6 months to 8 months, they need to have fewer than 3 benders or occasions where it's a stretch of bad eating and no working out. They need to have fewer than 3 of those days, ideally, to be in shape in 6 months if you need to lose 30 pounds. For people who need to lose more than that, 50, 60, 70, 100, the math goes, you basically need to be eating like a good person all but like 5 to 10 days a year. Like I'm saying like good person as in eat good, eat awesome, fast when you don't want to eat like bullshit, work out every day. Bad days, I'm saying, are days you eat way high carbs, way high fat, lower in protein. Don't move that much. Don't take care of yourself. Those are like the bad days. You basically just can't have like 5 every 6 months. You need to, and you know what? Most people might even realize, dude, that's like a regular fucking thing for them. Well, no wonder you haven't changed. So does it make sense that if you were to lock the fuck in for 3 to 6 months, that you would actually see some major changes on yourself? Seriously. And if you wanted one more piece of buy-in and some good info, and for you to process this and actually do something with it, I have 5 people right now who've lost, like in the last 3 months, I have 5 people who've lost 15 pounds. And in the last 6 months, I have, I think, 3 or 4 people who've lost over 25 pounds. And they've done exactly this. Exactly this. And the people who don't see progress, I'd say actually, outside of in those time frames, the amount of people who haven't succeeded, I can guarantee you, I know it for a fact, these people have not had all good days, majority good days, despite being prepared for it. They're just distracted, or they lack the accountability. Mostly it's those 2 things. If you can basically, if you're going to get distracted, off focus, and you're not accountable to yourself, those are the people I have of like, I did the math on it today. It's so funny. I have 5 people who are fucking goners. Like I literally have them in a category in my training called "fuck these people." These people are goners. They're losers. And they literally are, when I say goners, I mean like they're never going to get in shape. Despite fucking having these things, despite like knowing this and following through and just like deciding to do it, they still choose not to. These people, I've had a few people who've gained weight since hearing that they need to eat well, train well, and be accountable, track progress. I've had 5 out of like 90 people gain weight. And you know what they've done? They said, fuck you to all the rules. They did the exact opposite. Those people have not seen progress. What do you know? What do you know? So, the final part of the third component is you need to weigh yourself every day. And look, I think I mentioned in the last video, you need to not be a giant pussy about it. You basically need to just step on the scale and observe it. And then you need to track it either in a notes app, or like your scale might have like a data collection, but you need to be real about if you're seeing progress or not. And if you don't lose weight by the first 7, 14, 21 days, you're not doing it right. You're not eating well, you're not training at all or as much as you need to, and you need to think about seriously, what is the consequence if I do not achieve this? Am I just going to do I just need to expect less and think I'm just going to remain a fat piece of shit for forever? Or what is it? Is it not for you? Do you just not want to do it? Do you want to remain mid? Do you want to remain ugly? It's like, I mean, we need people to boost the, me up. Like, I only look good because so many people are lazy. Dude, I have like 10 more points I could gain on a scale of 1 to 10. That's how I feel. And like, the only reason I'm remotely attractive is because the average person in America, if you go to Walmart or go to the airport, is like, average person's a 4, bro. So, this concludes how to get in shape as quickly as possible. Let's speed run it so we retain maximum information. I hope you paid attention. I hope you enjoyed this. Speed run number 1. First most important thing, if I want to get as bad as possible, as quickly as possible, is I need a total fridge and pantry makeover. I need to get rid of the crap. Get rid of the crap, have good stuff in. You do that, 80% of this job is easy. Get rid of the crap. That is breaking an addiction for most people. Okay? Meat, vegetables. I've posted lists on my Instagram. I've posted grocery lists everywhere. I post grocery list. I post grocery lists once a month, at least. If you need help with this, DM me. Schedule a free consultation. It's in the bio. You can call me one-on-one for free. And we can talk through your goals. And if you need help, I can show you what you need to do to start. So you need to organize your fridge, get rid of the crap. You need to have a clean kitchen, good supplements. And second thing to getting as bad as possible, as quickly as possible, is you need to go on a fitness bender for at least 3 to 6 months. You need to have a good morning routine, turn your body on, pay attention to it, work out every day, eat really well, and pay attention to your eating. Finally and lastly, and repeat, of course, every day. Finally, and then, by the way, when you stick to it for 3 to 6 months, this is the secret. When you stick to it for 3 to 6 months, I can't tell you, because it would rob you of the joy, and we, people who've done it before, are not allowed to speak about it. But something happens when you really lock in for 3 to 6 months. And yes, I'm being spiritually pretentious right now. When you get in great shape and your body gives out and you still move forward, there's something that happens. Everybody who's in shape will tell you it's true, but we can't tell you what it is. I can't tell you what it is. Yeah, I would sound crazy. Every fit person who's had this inner transformation or thing happen, something they saw, heard, or watched, everybody who's fit has had some crazy inner dialogue. I don't know if it happens to other parallels, like intellectual people or philosophers or teachers or accountants. Yeah, when you go through the exam to become an accountant, something happens to you after 3 to 6 months spiritually. But when you get in shape, I can say something does happen to you. And for a lot of people, this is the growth that they want. What the growth that they want from inside of themselves is when they prove to themselves that they could stick to doing something incredibly difficult, where they wanted to give up, but they decided not to. They stuck to their word. They stuck to getting in shape. They eat better. They feel better. They're made up of better food. Their body's in better shape and better condition. They look and feel better. Right? Am I sounding crazy? Am I sounding like a cuckoo, like fitness person? I hope you enjoyed this content. I hope you understand what you need to do always, ladies and gentlemen, is you need to document your progress and you need to decide when your day one is. Ideally, sooner the better. Right? I hope you enjoyed it. If you had any questions or if you'd like to request any content before I go into my next series moving forward, which is client interactions and story time and storytelling from what I've learned from people and what they've gone through, what's funny things have happened. If you ever request content or like to know certain things or you need my help, feel free to DM me or, again, book a call or send me any suggestions. I love hearing nice things, and I love hearing people go through it, and just know that you can do it. If I did it like the dipshit that I am, I know you can do it. Okay? Appreciate you very much for listening, and until then, get bad as fuck. All right? Thank you. Bye.